Good morning, everyone. It's Christophe Choo from Coldwell Banker Global Luxury Real Estate in beautiful Beverly Hills, California. I thought I'd give you a little driving tour today of the flats of Beverly Hills, or part of the flats of Beverly Hills. And as I'm starting here at Santa Monica Boulevard and Cannon Drive, my office is on Cannon Drive, I happen to be here in front of the brand new restroom that was just recently rebuilt in the last 6 months here, public restroom at one of our parks here at the Beverly Cannon Gardens. It's been undergoing a major transformation the last year or so, and it's coming along quite nicely. But that's the famous restroom that George Michael was arrested in many years ago for some illicit conduct. Anyways, I won't say any more about that. Anyways, it's another beautiful day in sunny Southern California. Sunshine, blue skies. We had our morning fog this morning, which is pretty typical in this time of year. We get that low-lying marine layer or cool air in the morning. And but as my friend's here in town from England, and he texted me this morning, he said, "Going to be cold today?" I said, "Nope. By 10, 11 o'clock, the clouds will clear. We'll have sunny blue skies," which is typical of our weather here in this part of town. So anyways, I'm just about to turn here on Beverly Drive. Beverly Drive is a north-south street. It's one of the main streets here in Beverly Hills. And the flats area, I'm just turned off of Santa Monica Boulevard, which is just right to the left of us from where you're watching. And I'm going to turn here on North Beverly Drive. So the flats, what is the flats of Beverly Hills? The flats of Beverly Hills is a very defined area. It runs about maybe 21, 22 blocks east and west, and then 3 to 4 blocks running north and south. So I just turned from Santa Monica, so I'm now on the 500 block. So it's 500, 600, 700, and sometimes 800 block of the flats. Famous for their palm trees, also famous for other trees which have maple trees, but famous for the tree-lined streets. And these trees were installed primarily around 1910 to 1914. So they're very tall, very mature, beautiful, beautiful trees. So in the flats of Beverly Hills today, there are 18 homes for sale. Prices range from $6.1 million on the low end, which is typically going to be a tear down on a 10, 12,000 foot lot, up to the highest price listed currently in the flats, which is my listing of Maison 808. I'm sure many of you have seen the photos and videos of that spectacular property, which is also the most expensive house because it's also the largest house in the flats of Beverly Hills. It's almost on 2 acres, which is very, very, very rare. And my client purchased one in the early 80s, purchased another one in the mid 80s, and then built the spectacular Maison 808. So I wanted to drive by first. The most expensive sale to date in the flats was the former Jackie Collins estate, which is right. Did we pass it already? Oh, shoot. Did I pass it now? Oh, no, I think it is here. Yep. Here we go. The Jackie Collins estate, which is being completely renovated. The rumors at first were that it was going to be torn down. So this house was built originally in 1991, and Jackie Collins, the famous writer, owned that property. It was kind of a 90s contemporary, and it sold actually 2 years ago this month for $21 million. Basically, it was sold as a land value, and at $21 million, that was basically at $532 per square foot for the land value. So again, today in Beverly Hills in the flats, there are currently 18 homes for sale. I think the highest price is mine at $58 million for the close to 2 acres, and the lowest being around $6 million. So that's kind of the general range, and very rarely do you see something come on under $6 million in the flats, and if it does, it gets multiple offers and it sells pretty quickly. In all of last year, there were 43 homes that sold in the flats of Beverly Hills, and the average price for the house in the flats is about $8.5 million, around $1,600, $1,700 per square foot as an average sales price. So Beverly Drive here runs right kind of in the center of the flats. And there's the West End flats, which is to my left on the west side, and then there's the East End flats on my right side, and then this goes right up to the Beverly Hills Hotel, which is over here to the left behind the park. Shoot, I forget the name of the park right now. I've done so many videos there, and I forget the name of the park. So that is the 3 blocks on North Beverly Drive from Santa Monica Boulevard. going up to Sunset Boulevard. So again, the flats are defined as Sunset Boulevard in the north, Santa Monica Boulevard in the south, Doheny Drive on the east, to Greenway on the west. So that is what we call the flats of Beverly Hills. And it is one of the priciest and the most popular parts of the area, simply because it's, and especially in today's world, walking zone. People love to walk to restaurants, stores, to their office. So, so obviously there's a lot of interest lately to live in the flats. In terms of sales, last year, there was another sale in 2016 in the flats for just under $21 million. It was a house in the 700 block of North Alta, which is in the eastern side of the flats. That was a 17,000 square foot home on about a little bit over half an acre, and it sold for $21 million. It was relatively new. It was built in 2014. I may be driving by that. And anyway, so that's the highest price sale recently in the area. This is a house. This was the Lee Minnelli house that sold quite a few years ago. Friends of ours own it, and they're going under renovations. It was designed or redesigned by John Wolfe back in the 50s or 60s, and Lee Minnelli lived there. That's Liza Minnelli's stepmother, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So we're going to go back down. We're going to go down here on Rexford. I'll drive by my Maison 808 listing here on Rexford. Rexford's a really terrific street, and I'm going to just pull over for a quick second, let the car go by. There we go. So this is Rexford Drive. This is the 800 block of North Rexford. And coming up on here on the left is my Maison 808 listing. There we go, it's starting. It's a big double lot, so there's like 240 feet of street frontage, which is pretty cool. So the lots on these streets typically range from the lower the block, meaning the 500 block, as you go up each block, typically the lots are larger. The smallest lot's probably around 11,000 square feet, and the largest one being 1.68 acres, the one that I have listed that we just drove by. So, and again, the only time you get those large lots is if somebody over the years purchases 2 or 3 residences, combines them, and then has a nice large property. So yeah, the average lot size in the flats of what sold last year was about 14,000. So 14,000 square foot lot, about 5,000 square foot homes, and 5,500 square foot as an average, with an average price of about $1,609,000 per square foot selling price, about $8.5 million value. This is one of our elementary schools here in Beverly Hills on Rexford. We have really a great school system. Many people love to come to Beverly Hills to be in the schools. Some people like to send their kids to private schools. However, a lot of people love to send them to the public schools because they're rated some of the best in the country. And obviously, as you can see, if you live in the flats near the schools, the kids can actually walk to school. And considering Beverly Hills is known as one of the safest cities in the world, can't beat it. So today I'm on my caravan of homes, and I'm going to look at some properties. The first one I'm going to see here is a house on North Maple. I think it's $29 million. It's a new listing in the flats on a 3/4 acre lot, so we're going to see what that's all about. So you can see this, these particular east-west streets that go east and west in the flats have trees that actually do change their leaf colors, which is nice because a lot of our other trees in LA are evergreens or palm trees, which really don't ever change. But these little side streets have trees that actually lose their leaves and change colors. So around Thanksgiving, I did some videos showing the changing of the leaves here in Beverly Hills, because there's not a lot of houses that actually have that. So, okay, where am I off to now? So right now I'm currently on the just on the start of the 600 block to the left, and the 500 block to the right. And again, every block you go up, the lots tend to get a little bit larger. So the closer you are to Sunset, the bigger the lots, and the more prime. The further west you are in the flats, meaning the West End flats, again, a little bit more prime. So, so further north, further west, that's the key locations in the flats. Although all the flats are great, and some of the houses that have sold, you know, in the 20 million range were not West End. They were not in the 800 blocks. So look, when you got a great area people don't really care. They just want to be in a great area. Well, let's start at the one down here. So this is North Maple, and there's a new listing here at 507 North Maple. Now these I don't think are maple trees, but as you can see, a little different vibe for the trees. So every one of the different streets here in the flats has different kinds of trees. Yeah, I guess, I should check it out and see what the actual different trees are here in the different parts of the flats. I think it'd be kind of interesting. But yeah, I don't know a lot about trees. I do love trees, but I don't know a whole lot about them. So anyways, looks like this is the house I'm going to be previewing. I'm going to make a quick U-turn. That is Santa Monica Boulevard down there. So sometimes, let's just go to the end here. So sometimes you can get the first house on the 500 block, like something like this. Or perhaps something, as we'll turn around here. You can see they're doing the park reconstruction. Something like this. So the last one that came on the market at this location was a couple weeks ago. It was a 2,400 square foot home on, I think, like a 10,000 foot lot for $4,999,000, sold right away with multiple offers. So here's a little better view of the flats this way from this side of the street. A little bit better lighting. So anyways, I'm going to stop and take a look at this property, and we'll continue our tour of the flats shortly. And hope you enjoy this little background into this particular part of Beverly Hills. See you soon.